What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Rickie, and today I'm going to show you a car that I sent out to Maaco. You guys remember a while back I sent my wife's RX-7 to paint, and I actually went to Maaco and I ended up paying only 500 bucks just because I didn't want to spend too much money on the paint, and I know I can make it look better. So the car came back, and I'm going to show you today what it looks like. I came back with some orange peel, which, as expected, I was expecting worse. I'm pretty sure you guys heard horror stories or bad news about Maaco. So I give it a try. What I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna end up wet sanding the vehicle, buffing it, and let's see what happens. So this is my wife's car, her FD, and it's been in the channel before. You guys see how it has some type of orange peel right here, that it doesn't look smooth. The light should be looking like a mirror, like a straight light bar, the texture on it. That's what you call orange peel because it literally looks like an orange peel. I'm gonna teach you guys today how to remove that and make this thing look super glossy, and you guys will see the difference in a second. If I were to pay somebody to do this, whether it's a body shop or whether it's a detailer, it's gonna cost at least $450 to do. I've seen all the way up to $1,500. When it comes to sanding down the paint to take the orange peel off and make it look like a mirror, it costs a lot of money. You guys can see I have tape sandpaper. You're gonna need a bunch of microfiber rags, clay kit. We're gonna need a compound polish and liquid wax. These are the pads for our polishers. Car wash soap, detailer, ceramic wax, and regular wax, but that's towards the end. You wanna wash your car. Wash your car very well. You want the car to be completely dry when you start doing this. The second thing we're gonna do, we're gonna clay bar it. If the panel of your car feels like it's rough, and it has texture, and it feels like sandpaper, that means your paint is contaminated. That means you have debris in it. That means you have overspray. The paint is not clean. So the first thing we gotta do, we gotta clean the paint. And I'm gonna show you all these steps in this one fender. But what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna grab my detail spray and re-wipe it because I washed it yesterday, not today. And then I'm gonna start using the clay bar. Now we're gonna grab our clay bar kit. So let's open the box up. We're gonna put detailer. And it comes with, oh wow, comes with a few clay bars. So there you go, and it comes with a rag. All right, so I'm gonna grab my rag, I'm gonna put it on my shoulder, and I'm gonna grab the clay bar, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to spread it. It literally feels like Play-Doh. It looks like Play-Doh, it feels like Play-Doh. All right, now that I made it semi-flat, I'm gonna grab my detail spray, I'm gonna turn it on. And I'm gonna super wet. So I literally some on my clay bar, and then I'm going to sand down the fender with the clay bar. I'm just gonna rub it back and forth until it feels smooth. You guys hear that? Try not to get the corners, get close to the corners, but don't get on the corners. And once you do this, you start feeling, once it feels smooth, then we can stop the clay bar. It shouldn't take too long. This thing works extremely quick. If you feel like it's getting semi-sticky or sticky, just apply more spray. All right, now that that's done, you guys can see a little bit of black came out. Not too much because this car is pretty much clean. I've done personal cars that after I did this was completely black. Just flip it over, do the other side. And that's why they give you 3 clay bars. So right now, I don't feel the sandpaper feeling anymore. Clay bar, done. Next step is gonna be prepping the body to start wet sanding the car. Once it's completely dry, we're gonna grab a little bit of tape and you're gonna start taping all the edges. Reason being, when you start cutting and polishing and buffing, the polisher can actually, if it were to grab the corner, it can actually take the paint away extremely quick. You won't be able to save it. The pad is spinning so fast that it'll shave the edge of your trim. That's why I recommend you guys put tape on it, which is what I'm gonna do. Here, I'm gonna go in between the both seals, and I'm gonna put tape on it, just like that. I'm gonna do the same here. Around the headlight. So I wanna make sure that everything that I'm hitting that my pad and the handle of the polisher will fit. Alright, so don't start going crazy sanding down and prepping, and then you're gonna be stuck with an area that you cannot polish. So in my case, I'm gonna stop right here. And we are ready now to start sanding down the fenders. Alright guys, so I'm gonna grab a water bottle and I put warm water in it. Now I'm gonna put some car soap. I'm gonna grab a 1500 grit sandpaper. Okay, you can use this wet or dry. Alright, so I ended up finding this. This is one of my polish applicators. So I ended up finding this. I'm gonna put this in between. And I'm just gonna start spraying. Whoa, too high of pressure. I'm gonna spray. I'm gonna spray my sandpaper. And you don't have to have something between your sandpaper. That's just something that I found that works for me very well. And we're gonna start sanding. Right now, I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm doing the sandpaper do this job. And I'm gonna stop right now because I wanna show you what you need to be looking for. You're gonna grab your rag, you're gonna wipe it. And guys, this is gonna look really bad before it starts looking good, so trust me. The goal of this is to make all that peel go away. This needs to look very, very smooth. Now remember, I didn't put any pressure at all. It was just the sandpaper doing his thing. Now I'm gonna put a little bit more pressure until I make this thing look smooth. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep sanding. Wet sand, wipe, let it dry. I'm probably gonna bring my small air compressor and make it dry quicker. We're almost there. We need a little bit more. All right, so there you go. You guys see how smooth that looks compared to this? So this is how you want it. This, I'm gonna do just a little bit more, but I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge. So it can kind of blend in. That way there's not like a tape mark. Same thing up here. I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge. Just gonna let it blend in.
A few minutes later.
All right guys, so there you have it. Step one of the sanding paper with the 1500 is done. On my one panel, as you guys can see, I didn't get this edge because of what I told you earlier. You can literally burn the paint off right away. My tape's starting to fall off, so I'm just gonna take all the tape off and put brand new tape again. It is way cheaper to replace tape than to replace paint. All right guys, next step is I'm gonna grab a 2500 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna do the exact same step, but the purpose of this is to make the scratches of the 1500 even smoother. Now what we're gonna work on is making the 1500 a 2500, then a 3000, and then we're gonna start cutting. You wanna make sure you cover everything that you touch with the 1500. So I usually start with the 1500 in the center, and then with the 2500, I go a little bit outside the skirt, that's what I did with the 1500. And with the 3000, I try to go even outside the skirt of the 2500. I'm gonna grab a rag, we're gonna take soap off. And this is what it looks like. There's really not much difference from the 1500, other than you're probably gonna start seeing glare. You're gonna start seeing the light reflecting off of it. And that's because the paint is getting smoother. All right guys, the 3M 3000 grit sandpaper literally looks like a sponge. And I'm just gonna fold it in half. I'm gonna spray this, I'm gonna spray the car, and I'm just gonna start smoothing out. Here it is after the 3000. That's what it looks like. Remember how I told you that the glare is gonna start getting brighter, the reflection? That was with the 3000. From here, we start cutting. We have compound and cutting pads. We have the 6-inch for our dual action buffer, and then we have our 8-inch for our rotary polisher. Using the rotary for the compound, it cuts the compound and it cuts the paint extremely quickly versus using this one. Reason being, the rotary tool can spin faster and can heat up the paint quicker, and that's what it helps to smooth out the paint. So I'm gonna be using this first. So let's get to work. I'm gonna grab the compound. I'm gonna grab the 8-inch pad with my rotary buffer, and I'm gonna get to work. All right, so I have my pad. I have my compound. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push just a few dots in here. Shake it first. Oh, and I got a brand new rag. You shake it, just put a few dots. I'm gonna do middle and a few in the end. Now at this point, I'm gonna place the pad on the panel, and I'm gonna spread the compound. When you start doing this, you wanna go at the lowest settings possible, and you want to always move the buffer. Never let it sit still. These are rotary tools, so what happens is it'll create a lot of heat too quickly if you let it sit still. So you want to always move it around. Keep moving it, moving it, moving it. Never let it sit still in one spot. And you want to use a buffer that has a variable speed. You want different type of speed because at some point you're going to want to go a little bit faster. You guys notice I'm going back and forth and then up and down. And I want to stay in one section at a time. I don't want to do the entire fender at once. I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to put a little bit more. And the reason I want mine's gray is because mine is a synthetic paint. It's a 1-stage. I don't have a clear coat. If your car was sprayed, let's just say primer paint and clear coat, there will not be paint transfer to your pad. It'll be clear. A few more dots. And back at it again. Now I've done 2 layers of compound. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. When I grab my rag, I'm just gonna wipe it. To this, and this is only compound. But as you guys can see, it's already super smooth. There's 2 more steps to go, and then we'll do a hand wax after. So I did this side, I'm gonna do this side next. And then I'll do the bottom side, and then I'll be right back.
A little later.
All right guys, so here's the end of the compound stage 1. So you can see the toolbox reflects very well now. Not like before. And there is no orange peel. What you guys see in the background is just the pearl on it. Next step is gonna be the polish. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this. And I'm actually gonna use the dual action tool, and I'm gonna show you how that works. And that cuts, this is a lot safer than using the rotary from this point on. I just like to use my rotary in stage 1 because it cuts it so much quicker because it heats up. If you touch my panel now, it's warm. But for now, we're gonna stick to the Meguiar's M3 MT300, which you can find in the link description below as well. And yeah, let's start polishing. Same thing, we're gonna spread it. Why it's called a dual action. So the rotary just spins. This one spins and it goes in an oval circle, if you guys can see. That's why it's called a dual action. With this dual action, you're able to actually spread it out slower, so it's not going to hit out the paint as much. Here we go, guys. That's just the one coat of polish. That's what it's looking like so far. So I'm gonna finish doing the rest of the fender off camera. That way we don't just have a lot of footage, just me doing the same thing.
A little later.
All right, guys, it's gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna be using the dual action with the black pad, which is gonna be the dual action for finishing product. In this case, I'm gonna try the new hybrid ceramic liquid wax. I'm gonna see how this works. Oh guys, the finish is turning out so good. Looking really good right now. Alright, so here it is, guys. This is the headlight cover. And I'm showing you the orange peel that the headlight cover has versus the fender. You guys see the difference on the light? Looks like a mirror. I opened the door so you guys can have more light to see it. But overall, the fender came out super nice. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna do the rest of the car and I'm gonna come back when the whole car is done, that way I can show it to you. So here you have it, one perfectly polished $500 paint job. This is not something that you can do in a couple of hours. It took me like 2.5 days. It is totally worth the result. It's something that saved me a lot of money and I've been doing it for many years just because of that reason. And I only focus on the top part, the part that the sun sees, and the small areas I do not do, not for this car. This would have been a show car, would have been a different story. I would have done that, but I would have bought different tools that have pads smaller and probably like an arrow tool for it to do those size. But when it comes to money, it was $40 for the buffer, $10, $6 each pad. They had a special on it. And then the compounds are between $10 and $15 each. And then a bunch of microfiber racks. I use about 10 of them, plus an extra 3 to dry the car after I washed it. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them. I always go back to my videos just to make sure that I can answer most of the questions. You can also ask me questions at throtlVIP in Facebook or go to my Instagram and DM me for whatever questions you have. As soon as I get a chance, I'll answer you guys. But other than that, see you guys in the next one.